Nikola Tesla was one of the most brilliant and mysterious inventors in modern history, a man whose ideas were often decades ahead of his time, and whose life was filled with both extraordinary triumphs and heartbreaking setbacks. Born on July 10, 1856, in the small village of Smiljan, located in what is now Croatia, Tesla entered the world during a violent lightning storm. A storm that seemed almost symbolic of the electrical genius he would one day become. At the time, Smiljan was part of the vast Austrian Empire, and Tesla grew up immersed in the rich cultural traditions and folklore of the Serbian community that shaped his early worldview. Tesla's father was a respected Serbian Orthodox priest, who hoped his son would join the clergy, while his mother, despite never receiving formal education, possessed an extraordinary talent for inventing practical household tools and mechanical devices. From a very young age, Tesla demonstrated an astonishing memory, remarkable concentration, and the rare ability to visualize complex machines entirely within the theatre of his mind. He later claimed that he could design, assemble, and even test his inventions in precise detail within his imagination before ever picking up a single physical tool. Tesla studied engineering at the Austrian Polytechnic in Graz, and later attended Charles Ferdinand University in Prague, where he immersed himself in mathematics, physics, and the emerging science of electricity. Although he showed exceptional intellectual talent and creativity, Tesla struggled financially throughout his studies and ultimately never formally completed his degree. In 1884, at the age of just 28, Tesla immigrated to the United States carrying little more than a letter of recommendation and enormous dreams of transforming the future of electricity. Soon after arriving in New York City, exhausted but determined, Tesla began working for the already famous inventor Thomas Edison, whose name was synonymous with innovation. Edison was a passionate champion of direct current or DC electricity, which at the time was already being used to power sections of the rapidly growing city. However, Tesla firmly believed that alternating current or AC electricity offered a far more efficient and practical method for transmitting power across long distances. Their sharp disagreement over electrical systems escalated into what history would later call the War of Currents, a fierce technological rivalry that captured public attention. Tesla eventually left Edison's company after disputes over pay and principles, choosing instead to partner with inventor and entrepreneur George Westinghouse. With Westinghouse's financial backing and business acumen, Tesla's alternating current system began steadily gaining credibility and popularity across the United States. In 1893, Tesla's AC system achieved a major victory when it was chosen to power the world's Columbian Exposition in Chicago, dazzling millions of visitors with brilliant electric light. The overwhelming success of that event convincingly demonstrated to the world that alternating current represented the true future of electrical power. Soon afterward, Tesla's AC generators were selected to harness the immense natural power of Niagara Falls, one of the most ambitious engineering feats of the era. The Niagara Falls Power Project marked a dramatic turning point in industrial history, proving that electricity could be generated on a massive scale and transmitted over great distances. Tesla became internationally famous, admired not only as a gifted engineer, but also as a charismatic and theatrical showman. During his public demonstrations, he would allow high-voltage electricity to pass harmlessly through his own body, astonishing audiences by lighting lamps without the use of wires. One of his most famous and visually spectacular inventions was the Tesla coil, a device capable of producing dramatic arcs of high-frequency electrical energy. The Tesla coil would later become fundamental in the development of early radio technology and wireless communication systems. Although Italian inventor Guglielmo Marconi is often credited with inventing radio, the US Supreme Court eventually recognized that Tesla's earlier patents had laid the essential groundwork. Tesla also envisioned a bold future, in which energy itself could be transmitted wirelessly across the entire globe. eliminating the need for traditional power lines. To achieve this ambitious dream, he began constructing the Wardenclyffe Tower in New York, a massive structure intended to broadcast both information and electricity. The project received financial support in part from powerful banker J.P. Morgan, who initially believed it could become commercially profitable. However, when Morgan discovered that Tesla intended to provide free wireless power, his financial backing was abruptly withdrawn. Without sufficient funding or investor confidence, Wardenclyffe Tower was left unfinished and eventually dismantled, symbolizing the collapse of Tesla's grandest vision. As the years passed, Tesla became increasingly isolated from the scientific mainstream and withdrew from public life. He moved between various New York hotels, often struggling to pay his bills, and relying on the kindness of friends and hotel managers. Despite severe financial hardship, Tesla never stopped developing bold and imaginative ideas, including early concepts resembling radar robotics, and even directed energy weapons. He was a visionary thinker who astonishingly predicted technologies similar to smartphones and a globally connected wireless communication network. On January 7, 1943, Nikola Tesla died alone in his room at the New Yorker Hotel in Manhattan, largely forgotten by the world he had helped electrify. He was 86 years old at the time of his quiet passing. After his death, many of his research papers and technical documents were seized by the US government, due to concerns about the potential military applications of his advanced theories. In the decades that followed, Tesla's reputation experienced a dramatic revival as historians and engineers began reassessing his immense contributions. Today, he is widely recognized as one of the true pioneers of modern electrical engineering and a foundational figure in technological history. The scientific unit of magnetic flux density, known as the Tesla, was officially named in his honor to commemorate his lasting influence. In 2003, entrepreneurs including Elon Musk founded the electric car company Tesla, Inc., deliberately paying tribute to his revolutionary legacy. Nikola Tesla's life was a powerful mixture of genius, relentless ambition, groundbreaking triumph, and profound personal tragedy. He imagined a world connected by invisible currents of energy and information long before such a technologically interconnected world truly existed. Though he died nearly penniless and alone, many of his visionary ideas now power and shape the modern world. And more than a century later, the name Nikola Tesla continues to spark curiosity, admiration, debate, and inspiration across the globe.